Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 2 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Greenville where City Councilor Blackburn has called for a recount in the race against Seth Hardy. Now in unofficial returns, Blackburn lost the District 3 race by 23 votes to Seth Hardy, 1,242 to 1,219. Tim Langley came in third with 279 votes. Hardy is an ECU student and a newcomer to politics. Candidates with a 1% difference from the top vote getter can seek a recount. The Pitt County Board of Elections has scheduled the recount for Friday morning. And sticking to the world of politics, we now turn our attention to Congress, where over the weekend, Senate Majority Leader John Thune announced that there could possibly be a breakthrough in the government shutdown resolution. NBC's Ryan Nobles has more from Washington.
Overnight, a major breakthrough in the Senate. A bipartisan group of senators hatching a deal that would end the shutdown stalemate and fully fund large swaths of the government through next September.
I'm optimistic that after almost 6 weeks of this shutdown, we'll finally be able to end it.
Despite major disagreement inside the Democratic Party.
I mean, I voted no just because I was so pissed off.
The plan would fund all of government through the end of January and pay for military construction, agriculture, and SNAP benefits, previously known as food stamps, through September of next year. It guarantees that all federal workers will get back pay from the shutdown, and those who lost their jobs would be hired back. What it doesn't include, any promises on health care and the extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits, which is the reason Democrats had pushed for the shutdown in the first place, warning premiums are set to skyrocket.
What this Senate is about to do is make a horrific situation even worse.
Infuriating some in the party, though many still blame President Trump.
We did not get our key demand. We're being threatened by someone who carries out his threats.
Instead, the Democrats who voted yes say they were given a promise on a separate vote for the tax credits and a vow to negotiate, but no guarantees in a Republican-controlled Senate.
We will hold their feet to the fire.
After attending the Commanders-Lions game Sunday, President Trump sounding optimistic at the White House.
And it looks like we're getting close to the shutdown ending.
For millions of Americans directly impacted by the shutdown, relief appears to be in sight, a necessity for overtaxed food banks nationwide. Over 40 million people rely on SNAP for food, a big reason moderate Democrats decided it was time to bring the shutdown to an end.
My colleagues know that opening the government was key to stopping that pain.
And again, that was NBC's Ryan Nobles reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast. Tonight is a First Alert weather day because of the chill that will be present. We're looking at our first freeze of the season. Get ready for winter as it's going to be hanging around for tomorrow through the day and into the overnight hours as well. But it's the wake-up temperatures that really, again, should have your attention. Those are going to be down possibly in the upper 20s for parts of eastern North Carolina. It is going to be a cold start to Veterans Day. Right now, we've got mid-50s across most of eastern North Carolina. Winds whipping around at around a 15-mile-per-hour sustained speed. Currently coming out of the west in Washington. Dew points down in the low 30s. Again, the air is very dry, which only sets us up for an easier freeze. Right now, all areas shaded in that blue, just about all of eastern North Carolina, under a freeze warning that will be in effect early tomorrow morning. Now, the area is not included in that freeze warning. The Outer Banks, along with down East Carteret County. The rest of eastern North Carolina needs to understand that those frigid temperatures are going to be present as we wake up tomorrow. 29 to 33 degrees is what we're anticipating throughout eastern North Carolina. The closer you get to I-95 and the Virginia line, the colder your air temperatures are expected to be. Now, winds are also going to be breezy, blowing in between around 10 to 20 miles an hour sustained overnight. That's going to produce a wind chill between around 22 to 27 degrees. Get ready for a cold start to the day, but more importantly, get the jackets out tonight. Just get ready for the chill, and by the time it gets here, hopefully you're not surprised, because here it comes, that cold air moving into eastern North Carolina for about a 36-hour period. Tonight, through the day tomorrow, and then into the early hours of your Wednesday morning. After that, we will be warming back up. Air temperatures returning to the mid to upper 60s over this coming weekend. But for right now, not looking at the mid 60s. Mid 60s are our norm this time of year. Right now, we've got our eyes on the mid 50s, about 10 degrees cooler than average throughout most of eastern North Carolina. The beaches, at least those of you closer to the sounds in the water, more in the upper 50s right now, but nobody's stepping out their door saying, man, what a warm day. That'll come later on, probably next week, if not this weekend. But winds out of the northwest doing a great job of keeping that colder air flowing into eastern North Carolina. And those wind speeds are actually going to increase as we head into really the overnight hours tonight. Notice your wind speeds at 7 and 8 p.m. around 7 miles per hour. By 9, it gets up to 10 miles per hour. By 11, we're around 14 mile an hour sustained winds. So those winds accelerating overnight will only make those cold temperatures feel colder as you walk out the door tomorrow morning. 29 degrees at 7 turns to 37 by 10, 40 degrees by 11, and then we're in the, well, kind of the low to mid 40s at noon. Not warming up too quickly. Anticipating air temperatures getting between around 45 to around 48 degrees tomorrow afternoon. 47 is our listed high. Right now it does look like we could possibly have a chance of maybe a brief snow flurry early tomorrow morning, but notice the time on the clock. Before anybody starts to get super excited about the fact that the meteorologist is talking about snow flurries here in November, the time up in the left-hand corner of your screen, Tuesday, 1 a.m. By the time we get to around 4 a.m., most of that moisture will have moved through eastern North Carolina, and it's going to be coming down as a snow, sleet, rain mixture, but ground temperature is still way too warm to support anything sticking to the ground. So if you're hoping again for maybe a little bit of the white stuff sticking, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. But still, cool that we're actually kind of talking about it, pun intended. Here's a look at what we've got big picture-wise across the southeastern United States. Multiple high-pressure systems will do a fantastic job of keeping us mostly sunny for most of this week. Of course, that low-pressure system late tonight into the early hours of tomorrow morning will give us a shot of at least some moisture. After that, though, those high-pressure systems will do a great job of keeping the clouds at bay and the moisture as well. So really not going to be getting all that warm despite sunshine being present for your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We will be staying below our seasonal average throughout the entirety of this work week. But the good news is, there's always got to be some good news. Saturday and Sunday, looking at above average temperatures, upper 60s will certainly be a little bit more comfortable than what we're going to be experiencing early tomorrow morning. And that's all we have time for today's 2 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Monday.